Hello again, part 3, and this is Friday, March the 20th, 2015. It's part 3 of the restoration process of this Maytag Model 90 wringer washer. Today's project was getting the motor rewired, so I've got a 3-prong plug on it now. Not very long, we'll have to use an extension cord, but it's a good sturdy grounded plug for it. Cleaned up the motor a bit more and took the pulley off, cleaned it up and polished it. Painted the base. This part here is the actual cradle for the motor, and then it sits on this base, which then in turn gets put on this piece of wood, which I've cleaned up and sanded today. So tomorrow that'll be stained and varnished. That goes over the well, basically across the bottom frame, suspends the motor. And then did some polishing on the solid aluminum pieces for the wringer assembly. So those are the bearing brackets, stripped of paint and polished. The pressure bar needs a little more sanding before it can be painted, but it came up pretty nicely. And then the drain board, solid cast aluminum, and it buffed up beautifully. And I'm so pleased that I was able to rejuvenate the soft, spongy upper roll. If you recall in those earlier pictures, it was all bubbled and where it had been melted in the sun. And so I basically just sanded it off, put it to the belt sander, and slowly rotated it as the sander was moving, and it's come up amazingly well. So basically I just took it down probably a good 1/8 of an inch. Might even be bordering on 1/4 of an inch. Here's the dust. This is not sawdust. This is actually rubber. So that's quite a bit that came off the outside of it. So that's a great accomplishment. I won't have to buy a replacement upper roll, but as I mentioned, the lower roll is kaput. So I've got a source who's working on getting one of those for me. So that's it until next time, which will be part 4.